Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about men. We can act tough, we can act cold, but when we hurt the woman who truly loved us, it eats us alive. You might not see it, you might think he's fine, posting pictures, laughing, or pretending like life's good. But deep down, that man's fighting a war you'll never see, a war between his ego and his heart. When a man truly loves you, silence becomes his loudest confession. See, most men don't know how to talk about their feelings. We weren't raised to sit down and pour our hearts out. We were raised to act strong, to act like nothing bothers us. But when a man loses a woman he truly loves, that silence, it's not peace, it's pain. That man will walk around acting like everything's cool, but inside his mind is loud. He's thinking about you when he wakes up, when he eats, when he scrolls through his phone. Every little thing reminds him of you. He won't say it, but that silence is screaming your name. You might think he forgot, but baby, he didn't. He remembers everything. The way you laughed, the way you cared, the way you believed in him when he didn't even believe in himself. That silence is his way of dealing with guilt and regret, because saying it out loud means admitting he messed up. And let me tell you, men hate admitting that, but his heart knows the truth. That's why he can't sleep right, can't focus, can't find peace. You ever notice how he doesn't call, doesn't text, but somehow he's always around, watching your stories, asking mutual friends about you, showing up where he knows you might be? That's his silence talking. That's his way of saying, I miss you, without having to swallow his pride. Silence becomes his apology, his confession, his cry for forgiveness. It's his punishment too, because he's stuck in his own thoughts. He wants to reach out, but he's scared you've moved on. So he says nothing, and that nothing becomes everything. That's how you know he still loves you, because his silence speaks louder than any words ever could. When a man truly loves you, silence becomes his loudest confession. See, most men don't know how to talk about their feelings. We weren't raised to sit down and pour our hearts out. We were raised to act strong, to act like nothing bothers us. But when a man loses a woman he truly loves, that silence, it's not peace, it's pain. That man will walk around acting like everything's cool, but inside his mind is loud. He's thinking about you when he wakes up, when he eats, when he scrolls through his phone. Every little thing reminds him of you. He won't say it, but that silence is screaming your name. You might think he forgot, but baby, he didn't. He remembers everything. The way you laughed, the way you cared, the way you believed in him when he didn't even believe in himself. That silence is his way of dealing with guilt and regret, because saying it out loud means admitting he messed up. And let me tell you, men hate admitting that, but his heart knows the truth. That's why he can't sleep right, can't focus, can't find peace. You ever notice how he doesn't call, doesn't text, but somehow he's always around, watching your stories, asking mutual friends about you, showing up where he knows you might be? That's his silence talking. That's his way of saying, I miss you, without having to swallow his pride. Silence becomes his apology, his confession, his cry for forgiveness. It's his punishment too, because he's stuck in his own thoughts. He wants to reach out, but he's scared you've moved on. So he says nothing, and that nothing becomes everything. That's how you know he still loves you, because his silence speaks louder than any words ever could. His guilt doesn't disappear, it just hides behind pride. See, a man can walk around with his head held high, acting like he's unfazed, like losing you didn't shake his world. But deep down, that guilt is sitting heavy on his chest every single day. He might tell himself he did what he had to do, but when he's alone, that voice inside starts whispering, you messed up. That's the kind of guilt that follows you around no matter how hard you try to shake it off. He'll laugh with his friends. He'll go out. He might even post like he's living his best life. But that smile, it's fake. That guilt is sitting right behind it, waiting for the lights to go out and the noise to fade so it can remind him exactly what he lost. Pride is what keeps him from admitting it. Pride is that wall he builds because he's too scared to face what's behind it. See, a man's pride is like armor. It protects him from looking weak. But that armor also traps all the hurt inside. He'll replay every argument, every mistake, every time you cried and tell himself it wasn't that bad, but his heart knows it was. He'll see something that reminds him of you, a song, a scent, a memory, and that guilt hits him all over again. But he won't let you see it. No, he'll keep his distance, keep pretending. That's the thing about guilt. It doesn't go away, it just hides in the corners, waiting for quiet moments to break him down. And no matter how strong he tries to look, that guilt will keep tugging at him, reminding him of the woman he shouldn't have hurt, the love he should have protected, and the peace he'll never get back. You'll know you're his obsession when he watches you move on, but can't let go inside. See, a man can act like he's over you, but that act starts to fall apart the moment he sees you smiling without him. That's when it hits different. He might have been the one who walked away, but now he's the one sitting there wondering how you managed to keep living while he's still stuck in the same place. He'll check your social media just to see if you're still thinking about him. And when he sees you out there glowing, laughing, doing fine, man, that hurts his pride because he thought you'd fall apart without him. He thought you'd come crawling back. But now he's realizing you were the reason he was even holding it together. That's the part men never admit. They pretend they moved on. They start talking to someone new, but deep down they're comparing every little thing, the way she talks, the way she laughs, the way she loves. None of it feels the same because when you've had something real, you can't replace it with convenience. He sees you shining, and that's when the obsession grows. He wants to call, but he doesn't. He wants to say sorry, but pride stops him again. Instead, he watches from a distance, convincing himself he's fine while his heart is stuck replaying old memories like a movie he can't stop. That's how you know you still got a hold on him. He might not show it, but that man is fighting himself every day, trying to forget a woman who became unforgettable. And the truth is, he never really moves on. He just learns to live with the ache of knowing he lost the one who truly saw him. The man who hurt you starts to hurt himself in ways you can't see. See, life has a funny way of flipping the script. A man can think he's walking away clean, thinking he did what he had to do, but sooner or later, that pain comes right back to him. At first, he might feel relieved, free even, but that feeling doesn't last long because when a man loses a woman who truly loved him, he loses more than love. He loses peace. He'll start feeling it in his sleep, tossing and turning, thinking about the words he said, the moments he ruined. That guilt turns into restlessness. He'll go to work but can't focus, hang with his boys but can't laugh for real because deep down he knows he messed up something good. It eats at him slowly, bit by bit. He'll see someone who reminds him of you and suddenly his chest tightens. That's pain catching up. And let me tell you, that kind of pain doesn't show on the outside right away, but it's working on him from the inside. His blessings start slipping, his energy feels off, and no matter what he does, it's like something's missing. That's the universe talking. That's karma doing its job. Because you can't break someone's heart that pure and expect to stay the same. He'll start realizing that every woman after you can't fill that empty space. He'll try to distract himself, but nothing hits like your presence did. That's when the hurt begins to turn inward. He'll smile less, laugh less, feel less. And the sad part is he'll never admit it out loud. He'll just carry that weight quietly, hurting in silence, knowing deep down he caused the pain he's now living with every single day. He'll try to replace you, but every woman after you will just remind him of you. See, when a man loses a woman who loved him right, he don't realize what he had until he starts looking for it somewhere else. He'll meet new women, take them out, maybe even smile for a minute, but deep down he's searching for you in every one of them. He'll notice little things that take him back. The way she says something, the way she tilts her head when she laughs, or how she holds his hand. And in that split second, his mind flashes back to you. That's when it hits him that what you gave him wasn't normal. It was rare. He thought he could replace love like changing clothes. But love like yours leaves fingerprints on a man's soul. Every time he tries to move on, it's like he's chasing a ghost. The new woman might be beautiful. She might be kind, but she don't know him the way you did. She don't finish his sentences. She don't calm his storm. She don't see through his front. And that emptiness starts creeping in, making him realize he traded something real for something temporary. He'll start comparing without meaning to, and that's when the guilt grows stronger. Because no matter how hard he tries, no one else gives him that same peace, that same comfort, that same fire. You became his standard, and now every woman he meets has to live up to a memory she can't compete with. He might never say it, but in his heart he knows he can't fill that space you left. That's why he keeps going from one to another, hoping to find you again. But deep down, he knows he already lost the best thing that ever happened to him. When he sees you healing, that's when his guilt turns into realization. See, a man can ignore his feelings for a while. He can pretend he's fine, but nothing hits harder than seeing the woman he hurt finally at peace without him. At first, he thought you'd break down, cry over him, chase him, but you didn't. You got up. You fixed your crown and you started glowing. That glow, that's what breaks him. Because now he realizes you never needed him to survive. You chose him because you loved him. And that's when it clicks for him. He didn't lose a woman who needed him. He lost a woman who wanted him. There's a difference. He'll watch you post your pictures, doing your thing, smiling like you never knew pain. And that smile will cut deeper than any argument you ever had. That's the moment his guilt turns heavy, because he finally sees the strength he underestimated. He sees the peace he disturbed, the heart he bruised, and now he's the one living with the chaos. He starts wondering who's making you laugh now, who's giving you that peace he couldn't. Every time he sees you glowing, it reminds him that his absence didn't destroy you, it pushed you to become better. And that truth right there burns his pride like fire. It's because a man can replace a lot of things, but he can't replace the peace he ruined. That's the part that eats him up quietly. He starts realizing that while he was busy trying to prove a point, you were busy finding your power. And now every time he looks at you, all he sees is the reflection of his biggest mistake, letting go of a woman who was meant to grow with him, not without him.